today. So, bale, kung yon talagang tatlo ng contest yung sinalihan, meron akong mga ilang kilala ngayon na 6 yung sasalihan nila, no? So, proceed tayo. I'm just gonna repeat the webinar reminders. Do keep your camera on, especially during picture taking. Turn off your microphone unless spoken to. Leave your questions in the chat box. And this webinar is being recorded. Sa mga nagli-leave ng questions sa chat box, give us time to answer them, no? Especially when I'm still talking kasi ako din yung magsasagot. Nag-welcome remarks na si Director Eugene yesterday, but meron siyang reminder sa atin today. So later on, I will reintroduce him for science writing. Go ahead, Sir Eugene.
Hi, good morning. So it's our second day already. And kahapon, napakaganda ng nangyari. We have, you were quite engaged kahapon, ano? Dahil ba dun sa ang usapan ay teenage pregnancy? Pagka talaga ang usapan is about pregnancy, lahat nakaglued, ano? So anyway, importante talaga yon kasi sabi nga ni Dr. Dex kahapon, tinatanong ko siya if anong level dapat i-reduce. Well, yung pala, ang level pala ng reduction pala ng teenage pregnancy ay dapat 0. So, ganun pala talaga katindi ang ating reduction na kailangan. So, parents, especially people like us, we have a very big role to play. Pero talagang napakahirap din naman sa magulang. Sa totoo lang, ako nagdi-discuss ako sa science writing for one. Hindi ko naman pwedeng ituro kasi parang jahi ba? Parang if you're a parent, parang hindi mo naman tatawagin yung mga anak mo na, ay anak, ano, ganito yung condom, etc. Di ba? So nung nagtuturo ako ng science writing, ang ginawa ko doon sa mga anak ko, para indirectly, matuto sila doon sa mga kasi ang topic ko noon is about, well, it has something to do with sex education. At the same time, it's about HIV, yung topic ko noon. Ano? So ang ginawa ko, pinag-assist ko sila. Kasi ako ang klase ng tao na sabi ko nga, meron tayong tinatawag na mga pwedeng gamitin na nakikita lang din naman sa 7-Eleven. So pinag-distribute ko sila ng condom, pinabuksan ko, etc. Just so to deliver the point, di ba? So yung mga magulang natin, when it comes to topics like that, ano, teenage pregnancy, etc. Wala sigurong magulang like me na ready to really discuss it with you guys and girls. So it's really the role of the teachers, ano, parang kahit pa in loco parenti o second parent sila, siguro mas mas appropriate na talaga sa school masabihan 'yan. Kasi kumbaga tayo mga Filipino, parang medyo kahit alam natin na tama na pag-usapan 'yon, napakahirap talaga kami na nga lang, example ko na yung sarili ko. Ako advocate na at nagtuturo pa sa science writing, hirap na hirap. What more pa yung mga parents ninyo, di ba? Mapera siguro nasa medical profession sila. So, okay, bago ako mapasarap doon, ano? Kasi maganda yung topic kahapon talaga, no? At palagay ko, ang daming nakarelate doon sa pinag-usapan. Napakabata ni Commissioner Dex, ano? At yung kanyang, by the way, yung mga ano diyan, nagka-problema, nagka-power outage. I would recommend na inyong i-visit yung ating World Cup page. Nadudun yun, naka-post na. Na hindi namin sinabay for the simple reason na itong ating contest exclusive kasi sa atin to. 'Di ba? Kasi ano kaibahan ninyo sa ating public kapag hindi natin in-exclusive? So medyo delayed sila. But nonetheless, pinost din naman natin kasi tapos na yung event na yon. Just like ngayon, mamaya lang after makapagsalita ang ating speaker, after the talk, may delay din, papanoodin din nila. Pero as much as possible, hindi natin sinasabay. Ano? Yan dahil respeto sa inyo bilang kayo nga nagpagod pa para maka-witness nito. So may first hand kayo. But then again, sayang naman yung napakagandang discussion. So therefore, after this, kailangan na mabalik tanawan ninyo. Kahit hindi yung mga classmates nyo halimbawa na hindi nakapanood, be generous enough to share it. Sabihin nyo, mag-visit sa World Cup Associated Editors page. And by the way, ang World Cup is managed by Ed Caliber bilang isang CSR. Ano? So okay, sabi sa akin ang announcement lang daw ang gawin ko, kaya lang medyo napa-engage ako sa inyo, no? Good morning. Good morning ba? Happy Sunday. Lahat good? Thumbs up nga tayo. Oh, actually narito na yung ating special guest speaker. Hinila-hila natin siya. Nako, ito ay napaka kumbaga sa isang Pilipino talagang ito ang puso nito at kaluluwa ay Pilipinong-Pilipino. Puro paglilingkod ang kanyang iniisip. Kahit pa medyo sabihin na natin medyo maedad-edad sa akin. Parang kuya ko na to Francis. Si Francis narito na parang nakita ko na ang ating resource person. So anyway, ang aking announcement is ganito lang. Ang awarding ceremonies natin at induction of members ng World Cup ay mangyayari sa March 7. Okay, lahat atin. Okay? Kasi wala naman ditong natatalo sa atin na talo per se. Ang ating kasing contest is a sort of evaluation. Atuwaan natin pero napakaseryoso. Sabi nga nung iba, mas mahirap pa kayo sa RSPC at NSPC kasi ang inyong sinusulat ay live. Galing sa actual person. Wala na kayong kaibahan sa mainstream media. Totoo naman. Kasi nga, yun nga ang advocacy namin. Ayaw namin na may gap. Kung ano dapat tinuturo sa classroom, yun din talaga nangyayari sa field. Okay? So anyway, March 7, umaga, papadalhan namin kayo lahat ng sulat. So sana yung mga nagbabounce na email dyan, maging active na kayo. Kayo na ang magsabi sa amin na nagpalit kayo ng email. Okay? Para sigurado nakakalimot sa Facebook, nakakalimot sa anong tawag dito, sa kanilang password. Tapos ano rin natin, i-stream din natin ang live 'yon. All right? So ito pa, by March 20 and 21. So March 7 next week na 'yon, 'di ba? Yung March 7 awarding 'yon at saka oath taking ng mga member. Yung hindi pa member diyan, paki-consider po ninyo. Ang daming benefit na magiging members. Dito na nga lang, kaya maraming nag-participate kahapon. Doble-doble yung sinalihan kasi tinetest nila kung saan sila pwede. So March 7 yon, pwede pa kayong humabol sa oath-taking, mag-membro lang kayo, text us, call us, email us, para mapadalhan namin kayo ng membership link. Now, as of now, parang nasa 250 ang initial members na mag-oath-taking. So kung hindi pa kayo kasama doon, let's connect. Okay? Let's reach one another. All right. So pagdating dun sa March 2021, ano mangyayari? 'Di ba nagkaroon na tayo ng evaluation at malalaman na nga natin ang results sa March 7. Ano mangyayari sa March 2021? Mag-in-depth tayo. Pag-usapan natin, ano bang kulang ko? Ano bang maganda kong ginawa? Ano mga dapat ko pang gawin? So magkakaroon tayo ng in-depth workshop sa tradition ng World Cup. At ang tawag natin doon, masterclass. Okay? Same topic pa rin ba? Magdadagdag pa tayo ng mga magagandang topic. So, at ang i-introduce natin yan, yung gustong-gusto ng kabataan ngayon kasi usong-uso, vlogging, okay? Online journalism, TV broad, radio broad. Of course, yung traditional na news, feature, editorial science, copy reading, editorial cartoon, photo journal sports, kung kaya ng schedule, ma-announce naman, mahahagip natin, ano? Kasi siyempre, kaya nga in-depth, medyo hahaba-habaan natin. Yung tipong pwede kang magtanong na, Sir, Ma'am, ano po yung diferensya nitong aking ano? O paano ko po i-improve itong aking sentence dito? Paano ko i-improve itong lead ko? Sa broadcast ko po gagamitin to, hindi po written. So magkakaiba style doon, di ba? So okay, I have announced it 2 dates na very important. Actually, 3 dates. March 7, our awarding ceremony and oath taking in the morning of March 7 next week. And then come March 2021, paki-watch out sa inyong mga email yung ating invitation for a 2-day intensive workshop. Ito naman concurrent. Hindi katulad ngayon na pwede mong attenda na lahat Pwede. Kasi nga, dinivise namin in such a way na makatikim lahat. Alright? Itong mangyayari sa March 20 and 21, ito ay very intensive. In short, siguro naman by that time, alam niyo na kung ano yung gusto nyo. At ready na kayo na talagang pukpukan to. Okay? So, of course, the members very minimal. Minimal fees para lang may pang manage tayo ng kumbaga sa ano, may production tayo kasi this is a non-profit venture naman. All right. So, salamat sa pakikinig ninyo and I hope medyo kahit maingay ako ngayong Sunday, medyo nagising ko naman kayo. All right. So, March, if you're ready, nariyan na ang ating pinakiusapan natin ito, napakagaling na tao, si Francis. Pwede natin nyo siyang tawagin Tito Francis. Okay? Oh, palakpakan muna kay Francis para Okay, i-introduce siya properly, of course.
Hi everyone. So para tuloy-tuloy yung pag-introduce natin kay Sir Francis tapos diretso siya sa question niya. Sorry, there's a feedback. Okay. Introduce ko muna ulit yung speakers natin. So remember yesterday, nakasama natin sila Sir Don Dave Ventura, Miss Jennifer Lee Bonto, and Sir Johans Chua, no? Para sa ating news, feature, and editorial writing. Now, for this day, we will proceed with science writing, photojournalism, and sports writing. So, for reintroduce ko ng onti si Sir Eugene. Bakit ba science ang tinuturo niya, no? Well, well, actually, animal science siya nung college before he shifted to DevCom. Parang thesis na lang yung kulang niya doon. But anyway, animal genetics yung background niya, no? Before he fully transitioned to journalism or development communication. So, again, no, he has been invited by DepEd multiple times as NSPC and RSPC judge, no? And he was also a former media practitioner. Siguro yung science part nito is that meron siyang license sa environmental planning, okay? And he is also certificated na auditor. So he's in environmental quality management, tapos meron din siyang aspect sa energy management, no? So yun yung what you need to know about Director Eugene. Tapos, meron siyang engagement with scidev.net. It's London-based na parang media, social media na about sa science yung mga sinusulat nila doon. So, madami nang naging experience to si Director Eugene, no? Sa science and health writing. Now, if we proceed to photojournalism, a resource speaker started freelance photojournalism work in 1983, guys. So, while completing a civil engineering degree. So, mapapansin nyo yung mga speaker natin, they sometimes have completely different backgrounds, but they also pursued journalism. Like Miss Jenny, no? She also graduated agricultural engineering naman. So, Sir Jimmy here, civil engineering po. Okay, so pero nasa photojournalism siya. He continues to contribute news and editorial images to various Philippine, Asian, and international news organizations and media agencies. Since 2002, he has been a judge and trainer in various divisions and regions, as well as in several NSPC as well. Moreover, he served as jury and judged numerous international competitions throughout the years, such as China International Press Photo Contest, United Nations Information Center Photo Competition of the Year, European Commission Photo Competition, Save the Children Photo Contest, and many more. Si Sir Jimmy, before pa tayo nauso dito sa Pilipinas, no, yung online learning, he handled online courses for African photojournalists already. In the World Press Photo. And he also went to Nigeria to handle face-to-face sessions. He has co-directed the Asia-Europe Young Photographers Forum, held in Manila with 10 Asian and 10 European photographer participants. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jimmy Domingo. Palakpakan tayo, no? We can be encouraged to turn your camera on kasi ako personally hindi ko mahanap yung reactions button. It's not showing on my feed right now. Okay, so then we go to sports writing. One of our resource speakers and evaluator is a veteran journalist, especially in sports. He has been sharing his pointers and tips to budding sports scribes for over a decade now, both as a trainer and a judge, drawing from the decades of experience in the trade. He has been honored and privileged to cover major international sports events, such as the ASEAN Games and the Southeast Asian Games. Covered outstanding gymnast Carlos Edriel when he won a breakthrough gold medal in the men's floor exercise at the 49th FIG Artistic World Gymnastics Championship in Stuttgart, Germany in 2019, securing a ticket to the Tokyo Olympic Games. Please welcome Mr. Manolo Bong Pedralbes. Actually, nakita ko na si Sir Bong. Hello, Sir Bong. Okay, so later, sila yung mamimit nyo para sa ating science, photojourn, and sports writing. Now, we proceed to introduction of our speaker for today. So, our speaker for today is a graduate in liberal arts and business administration from the De La Salle University. He also took 1 year of law at the University of the Philippines and his master's development program at the ASEAN Institute of Management. His first job was a transport and traffic analyst with the First Manila Management Corporation, the owner and operator of Pantranco, then the largest bus company in the Philippines. At FMNC, Francis made it a point to learn all the tools of traffic and transport management. He subsequently became an executive director of the Philippine Investment Systems Organization, or PISO. PISO, just like the Private Development Corporation of the Philippines, was an accredited conduit of World Bank International Monetary Fund, Japan International Cooperation Agency, International Finance Corporation, various European export banks. At PISO, Francis learned the intricacies, complexities, and devastating effects of foreign currency denominated loans, especially for developing countries. These devastating effects led to the collapse and closure both of the PDCP and PISO, combining his skills as a traffic and transport analyst and avoiding the devastating effects of various export banks' foreign currency denominated loans. Francis formulated his Filipino Investor Society Award winning rapid trackway system. Francis is here today to talk about everything you need to know about the digital rapid trackway, including the EDSA rapid trackway, and why the digital trackway is so vital for the Philippines' social, political, and economic progress and development. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Francis Del Rosario Yuseco, Head and Innovator, Philtrack Trackway Consortium. Sir Francis, good morning po.
Morning. Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you. I will stop sharing my screen so you can share yours.
Okay. Hello. I'll just ready the
Slide.
Sorry, screen sharing is disabled. Can you enable multiple share screen? Thank you.
Thank you. It's nice to see you again, sir. Yung last po nating kita was in Baguio, I think.
No, that was before.
Yes, IS for Baguio, 2019.
No, even after that, we met sa CCP. That's
Yeah. Yes, sir. Opo.
Right.
And I nakita ko po sa Facebook nyo, no, there are good news.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
And this one is forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one is backward. Okay, I got it. Hi. Thank you. Okay, you want me to start?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead po.
Okay. Well, certainly there have been a lot of good developments, lately, and there's really available funding already for us to start. No, not only in Calamba to Batangas, but Panay, and yung sa La Union all the way to Clark, and hopefully all the way diretso na to Batangas and to Sorsogon. No, okay. Okay. Yeah, for any I'll start with people who were not able to attend the Baguio conference and the CCP where I presented this before. No? Okay. For any country in the world to attain social, economic, political, and especially economic development, it needs a logistical backbone in order to efficiently, economically, and continuously mass transport not only people, but also especially agri, fisheries, and other cargo products. Okay. There are three words in the word railroad track: the rail, the road, and the track. Okay, but the operative word is the track. Kung wala kang, if you don't have a trackway, you cannot have a railway. Okay, rails are nothing more but the carriageway of steel wheels para makiikot yung gulong nila. No, tracks or roads are the carriageway of rubber tires, but both of them rotate 360 degrees. Parehong umiikot yan eh. No, mula point A to point B, ikaw nakagulong na goma, ikaw nakagulong na bakal, ako nakagulong na gama, pareho lang tayong hahabot. The word train comes from the Latin word trahere, ibig sabihin to pull, hilahin. Okay? Now, this is a picture of the first train. It's a wooden train, that was used by the miners from Austria to transport iron ores from the mining site to the seaport. Okay? Now, itong original train. Nakikita nyo na ang gulong niya ay kahoy at saka yung kalye niya, daanan or carriageway niya, ay kahoy din. Okay? So malinaw yan na yung train hindi kailangan debakal na goma, debakal na riles. Okay? Ngayon, steam locomotive came before internal combustion. So nauna yung paggawa ng steel train running on wrought iron, nauna yung invention ng wrought iron bago ang asphalt roads, no? Okay? Now, newly elected President Lincoln saw the need for a nationwide logistics backbone. That's why after the end of the Civil War, he went across the aisle to convince the other Republicans and Democrats to enact the Pacific Railroad Act of 1862. And they were able to pass that bill, and President Lincoln signed it. No? So, okay. Nagkaroon ng what you call nationwide logistics backbone, starting from Sacramento, crossing Sierra Madre, all the way to Pennsylvania. Okay. So because of that, okay, because of the nationwide logistics backbone, nagkaroon ng economic boom ang US kasi tuloy-tuloy ang pag-mass transport of people and goods. So madali yun eh. Okay? Unfortunately, because of even at that time, the unsustainable operations of rail trains, after 9 years, mga railroad companies started losing money. Okay? By 1937, 70,000 miles of railroads in the States were already under receivership. Today, there are 1,342 abandoned railways. Okay? Yeah. Ito mga example ng abandoned railways, not only in the US, but all over the world. Walang rail system in the world kumikita eh. Lahat sila lugi. Okay? The only reason why they still exist up to now, because governments in the world literally force their citizens to subsidize them. Okay? Hindi kailangan yun eh. Ayan, nagkaroon ng economic boom. We're now in the age of digital technology. No, maano na natin, we have a system now where we can monitor, manage the different road trains. Road trains nga lang, hindi rail trains, no? Ang speed nila, ang distances nila between each other, from a centralized command post. Okay? So, ayan. Because of the Filipino inventor, si Dado Banatao, no? He invented microchips. Because of microchips, nagkaroon na tayo ng mga iPhone, iPad, smartphone, Waze, GPS, and other things, and other apps na it will not have been possible if not for Dado Banatao. Okay? Now, everybody's familiar with Waze, di ba? Yung sinasabi sa iyo kung saan, the direction, kung globally yun, globally. Itong sa atin is just for that particular route, no? In this particular case, yung umpisa nga may sa Panay and Calambato, Batangas. Okay? Yeah. So we wanted sana to start with PNR during the time of Cory and EDSA during the time of Cory, but maybe we were too advanced. Yung technology namin was too advanced. Ni-reject kami because sabi nila our technology was still unproven and theoretical, no? But because naging curious in World Bank, they sent this transport expert Gerhard Menkhoff to fly over to the Philippines. In-interview ko, no? Tapos nung in-interview ko, they made an internal memorandum. Dapat daw to i-apply sa buong mundo, no? During that time, I didn't know, or the DOTC, the PNR, and the UPTTC, which is now the National Center for Transport Studies, didn't know that there was already a similar, but a limited system operating in Curitiba, Brazil. This is what you call the Rede Integrated Transporte, mass transporting only people within city limits, okay? Using rubber tires also, gulong na goma rin, okay? Pero yung sa ating kasing trackway, nung una pa man, na-invento na natin ng mga Pilipino to, tayo nga, no? Na hindi lang to for mass transporting people, but also for mass transporting agri, fisheries, and other cargo products, okay? Ang problema kasi ng Pilipinas right now, ang dami, no? Unang-una, yung mga magsasaka natin, ang masyado silang kawawa because of the lack of what you call a nationwide logistical backbone, no? Ang nangyayari ngayon, yung 5 pisong kinikita ng magsasaka at saka mangingisda from farm gate price, pagdating sa urban market price, nagiging 50 pesos na. Okay? Saan napupunta yung difference? Napupunta yung difference sa millers, biyaheros, illegal checkpoints, at saka cartelized traders. Okay? So, okay. Babalikan ko yan mamaya yan. Ito yung example. Pagka nandyan na yung road train natin, makikita nyo, ito yung mga magsasaka natin sa mga mangingisda. Sila na mismo ang maglo-load ng mga huli nila at saka mga produce nila sa road train na gawa sa atin ng DOST. Meron tayong partnership with the DOST, which I signed with them. Ayan, that's Secretary Fortunato de la Peña in last July 19, 2018. No? Using our software, digital system, and using the hardware road train of the DOST. Okay? Road train for both for passengers and cargos, refrigerated and non-refrigerated. So yun ang idea, no? So yung pagka nangyari yan, yung 5 pisong per kilo na kinikita ng magsasaka, yan, no? Ngayon, imbis na 5 piso kikitahin niya, magiging 20 pesos na. Okay? Yung tayo naman, yung mga end consumers, alam niyo naman, napakamahal ng mga bilihin ngayon, no? Imbis na 50 pesos ang bibili natin per kilo, magiging 30 pesos na lang. Okay? So lahat makikinabang. Especially our farmers, our fisher folks. At saka tayo, lahat tayo. no, magkikimura na pagkain. Kasi mawawala na yung mga middlemen. Mayayaman na naman yung mga yan, hindi na natin sila kailangan. No? They can always put up other businesses, but not anymore to be the intermediaries or middlemen for our farmers and fisher folk. Kasi ang mga farmers natin ngayon, saka fisher folks, ang average age 67 years old na, 68. Yung mga anak nila, yung mga apo nila, ayaw na magsasaka kasi maliit masyado ang kita. No? Pero kung mapaganda natin ang kita nila, ang mangyayari niya, magkakaroon ng process of reverse migration. Kasi pag nabalitaan ng mga pamilya nila na nagsisiksikan dito sa Maynila, ang ganda na pala ng kita ng mga magsasaka natin, kusang loob, magbabalikan yan sa kanya-kanyang probinsya. Ngayon, the reason why cities in the Philippines, not only the Philippines, but developing countries are congested because countries fail to trailblaze economic opportunities across the countryside. But if we have this road train, the cost of which is only 97% less than the imported rail trains, for the same price that inutang ng gobyerno natin to put up that Metro Manila subway na konting-konti lang makikinabang, na 396 billion for a mere 36 kilometer, at saka yung PNR na elevated, all galing from Japan, kaya that 777 billion, both of them would cost 11 billion pesos per kilometer. The idea behind this, if you combine this 777 billion plus the 396 billion, we will have more than enough money to connect the entire Philippines. Mula Mindanao hanggang Apari, pwede yung mga magsasaka natin sa mangingisda, sila mismo magdadala ng mga huli at saka mga produce nila mula Mindanao hanggang Apari, na wala ng middlemen. So, pagka nangyari yan, and I think we can do this within our lifetime, within the next 3 to 5 years. We'll start it within this year in Calamba to Batangas and Panay, and hopefully nga La Union to Clark. And then pagduduktungin na natin. Ang mangyayari, hindi na magkaka-traffic sa mga cities. Tapos, ito ba, papakita ko sa inyo. Ito yung road train na gagawin ng DOST, both for passengers and cargo. Yung cargo, refrigerated, non-refrigerated. So hindi mabubulok yung mga ani. Ito yung mga sample. Okay. Ito yung road train na ginawa ng DOST. Pero hindi namin gagamitin yan. Medyo mabagal. Tumatakbo lang kasi ito ng 35 kilometers. That's why, iiksa namin. Gagawin lang namin 17.5. So magiging average speed niyan in the trackway, ito yung trackway, sariling daan, walang traffic, walang will be 80 kilometers per hour. It will be at par with Amtrak's 50 miles per hour. Pareho lang ang speed. Okay? Now, yung mga informal settlers na nakatira sa mga, hindi lang sa PNR, but sa mga riverbanks, sa mga under bridges, pati train natin lahat sila ng, sa TESDA, ng skills development, for carpentry, masonry, dressmaking, candle making, whatever, para magkaroon sila ng hanapbuhay. Re-resettle natin sila dun mismo dun mismo sa trackway, because ang mangyayari kasi ngayon, okay, ayan. Ang lapad kasi ng PNR sa Panay Railways, if you notice, that's 30 meters. Okay, 30 meters yan. Tingnan nyo sa screen. Okay, if you're a rail train, obligado ka nasa gitna. Doon ka sa gitna. Why? Para kung madidiskarel ka, there's a what you call a safety zone na pwede magpunta yung train na diskarel. In the trackway, we don't need that. We will put our trackway doon sa outermost lanes from both sides. Okay? So these are road trains na 17.5 meters ang haba, both for passengers and cargo. So yung mga informal, yung etong 22 meters, ito kasama na ang drainage dito, mas 4 meters, 4 meters bawat isa. So ang matitira sa gitna is 22 meters. 22 meters is wider than EDSA. Okay? Ang dami nating, tapos, okay. Ayan na. Ganito ang mangyayari dyan. Ayan. Mga ganitong bahay, ang titirahan ng mga ating informal settlers, 2 stories, pwede 2 stories yan. No? Mas mura di hamak sa mga socialized housing na ginagawa ngayon. Because this is a Canadian technology sa totoo lang. No? But ginagawa na to sa Vietnam, Cambodia, and Malaysia. We can also do it here. No? So, dito pag nakatira ka sa city, gumagastos ka ng mga 4 to 5 million to live, in an 18 square meter condominium. Okay? For less than 3/4 of that amount, ito mga 1.2 to 1.5 million. We can, you can live decently in a 80 to 100 square meter floor area na 2-story. Tapos meron kang 200 square meter na lote. Okay? Na pwede ka magtanim, pwede ka mag-alaga ng mga livestock in a controlled environment. No? So, yan ang idea. No? So, in the Philippines, we have about 18.4 million informal settlers, kalat-kalat sa buong Pilipinas. Yan. Kung magagawa natin to mula Sorsogon hanggang La Union, tapos lampas na ng Sorsogon, papunta na nga ng Visayas, and then from Visayas, diretso na tayo Mindanao. No? Wala nang sa tingin namin, within the next 5 years, we can eliminate poverty in the Philippines. Once we eliminate poverty, we can eliminate insurgency. No? Tapos, kasi babalik ako rito. No? Ayan. It's important for you to understand what we're trying to do here. No? Ito kasing trackway, we call this digitalized na trackway. No? May barcode dyan. May barcode bawat trackway. Okay? Wala makakapasok dyan kung sino-sino man. Ang road train na to are all operated like rail trains. They stop and go only from the stations. But between the stations, meron tayong mga umikot-ikot ng shuttle electric buses. Gawa rin sa Pilipinas. No? So kung dito ka nakatira, bababa ka sa stasyon, lilipat ka sa shuttle services. So kung ang distansya ng bawat road train station is about 5 kilometers, no? Makakadating ka ron sa tinitirahan mo gagamit ka ng shuttle buses. Electric shuttle buses, gawa sa atin yan. Ha? Okay? So, tapos, dito, bubuuin na namin lahat ng mga human needs and pet needs will be made available to you. Gagawa kami ng mga magtatayo, yung mga kaalyado namin, not necessarily just us. No? Hospitals, schools, clinics, sports entertainment centers, etc. Okay? Ngayon, kung dito ka nakatira, you don't need to go out. Kasi lahat na nandyan. Even government services will be made available to you. That's the plan. Okay? So there's no need for you to go out. If you need, halimbawa, to luluwas ka ng Maynila, sasakay ka lang ng train. Road train nga lang, hindi rail train. Pareho lang naman yan. Pareho may gulong yan. Wala namang batas o simbahan na nagsasabi. Pag train, sinasabi nga, kailangan di-release na bakal. That's why I showed you that the origin of train comes from the word trahere, meaning to pull, hilahin. Hindi naman kailangan obligado kang hilahin sa gulong na bakal na dumadaan sa daan na bakal na release. Walang ganon. It's just because of the very influential lobby groups ng mga train manufacturers na pinipilit nila pagka ang logistics backbone, kailangan di-release na train. Ang problema dyan, yun nga sinasabi ko, I was an investment banker. We were conduits for World Bank, JICA, ODA. No? Okay, sa umpisa, sasabihin sa iyo, oy, mura tong interest. It's less than 1% per annum. Tapos bibigyan pa na 70 years moratorium on principal. No? Tapos 30 to 40 years ang maturity period. Sasabihin mo, oy, napakagaang. Pero hindi ganon eh. Okay, ang conditionalities napakabigat. No, you learn this you know, only through experience, but through reading also importante, no. Ngayon, ito ang inutang natin sa ADB at saka sa JICA, no. Walang cost benefit analysis yan eh. Inutang natin 777 billion. Yung sa PNR, that's 11 billion per kilometer. Okay? Kinumpute namin yung one-way ticket, just from Clark to Manila, abot ka ng mga 4,000 pesos. Okay? Pag bubuin mo yan up to Sorsogon, abot ng 8,000 pesos. Yung Metro Manila Subway, abot ng 13,000 pesos. Okay. Saan nila kukunin yung diferensya? Kukunin nila sa mga taxpayers coming from our taxpayers from Mindanao, Visayas, and other parts of Luzon na hindi naman ginagamit yan. Pagkatapos, iyan, pampasahero lang, hindi pang cargo, hindi pang agri at saka fisheries products, no? Pagkatapos, isa pa. Pagka umutang ka kasi dyan sa mga yan, yung pera na inuutang ng Pilipinas, hindi naman pumapasok sa Philippines eh. No? Ang ginagawa nila, i-credit lang nila yung mga accounts sa mga suppliers sila. Credit supplier A, supplier B, supplier C, supplier D. Okay? Ang papasok sa atin, usually dilapidated o kaya gamit ng mga mga train eh. Okay? Tapos yung spare parts, kontrolado nila. Ang train kasi has 100,000 moving parts, lahat imported. If yung sa MRT3 nga nagkakaluko-luko na, hindi natin ma-maintain kasi ang mahal ng piyesa eh, no? Paano pa tong train na ini-import nila? Eh meron naman tayong DOST rail train kung gusto nila. Bakit nila pinipilit kailangan imported? Okay? Pagkatapos, during the last administration, meron na na-convict, used to be the general manager of the MRT3. Together with his uncle. Hindi ko na babangkit yung pangalan. Pwede nyo naman mag-google yan. Okay. Why? Yung maintenance cost na $1.18 million per month, pinagkakaguluhan nila. Okay? But 2 months ago, may nadyaryo mga officials ng LRT2, no, in-indict na ng ombudsman for trial by the Sandigan Bayan, no, na 170 million pesos pinagugulon. E paano tong 777 billion pesos? Billion. Now, you can imagine why they are hesitant to make a road train successful and operational, despite the fact that RA 4156, which is the PNR charter, is not restricted to operating rail trains. It allows the operations of road trains. Ngayon, that's why we're very grateful to Governor Dodo Mandañas of Batangas. He wants this operational right away. Mula nga Calamba to Batangas. If we're able to do that, we can decongest the Port of Manila. Okay? Ma-decongest natin and ma-reinvigorate natin yung Port of Batangas. Okay? Ngayon, Mayor Cesar Cambao of Bayambang, Pangasinan, once is also in La Union, from La Union to Clark. Pero kung gagawin na rin natin, ba't di na natin buuin? We can raise the money. You know, we've been able to raise the money for Panay and now from Calamba to Batangas. Ang maganda, ang naniniwala pa sa atin, yung mga yung mga Americans, Singaporeans, and South Koreans. Mabuti na lang, on a per region basis, marami tayong suporta. Okay? Hopefully, magawa natin to on a nationwide basis. Okay? In fairness naman to USEC TJ Batan, who is the USEC of the DOTR for rails, no? Sabi niya open naman sila for us to submit an unsolicited proposal. Diretso sa DOTR, wag lang sa PNR for whatever reason, I don't know. So that's the status right now. I want to emphasize na ready na kami to launch yung Calamba to Batangas, Panay, that's from Iloilo to Capiz, phase 1. Phase 2 will be Pasig to Caticlan. Why Pasig to Caticlan? Kasi Caticlan, San Miguel is there. They built we already have an international airport there, able to accommodate Airbuses. And San Miguel has a 1,000 bedroom 5-star hotel there. So from Katiklan, magtatayo kami ng AGT, that's the Automatic Guideway Transit of DOST, no? Papunta na ng Boracay yun. Okay? So if what we're trying to introduce here is a new lifestyle, hindi na yung kailangan ka magkotse. You don't need to buy cars anymore. Dito ka na lang, no? Tapos nandito na lahat ng mga all possible human and pet needs, no? Kasi bakit ka bibili ng kotse? Nandiyan na lahat. Kung lalabas ka, luluwas ka ng city, we can make available to you car service, no? So everything will be made available. So lahat ng mga informal settlers natin, not only in Metro Manila, but the entire Philippines, 18.4 million. Pag nagawa natin to, I'm telling you, it's possible, it's very possible we can eliminate poverty and we can eliminate insurgency. Because the root cause of insurgency is poverty. Kung wala na mahirap sa Pilipinas, magbabalikan na yung mga scientists at saka engineers natin dito. That's the basic idea. Wala namang sinasabi ko nga, Republic Act 4156, please try to remember this, no? That's the PNR Charter, is not restricted to operating rail trains. It allows the operations of road trains, both for passengers and cargos. Yung ini-import natin for passengers lang yun. Ubod ng mahal. Hindi natin mababayaran yan. Because wala silang cost-benefit analysis. Your students, Professor Eugene, if I may suggest, should ask the PNR people, especially General Jun Magno, magkano ba ang kinumpute nyong one-way ticket mula Clark hanggang Maynila or vice versa? Magkano ho yun? Okay? Yung sa mga nagpipilit naman ng gumawa ng Metro Manila subway, your students, in their paper that they will write, how much is the one-way ticket fare rate from sorry to say this, Ayala Mall, no, sa Mindanao, yun, Trinoma, going to the other Ayala Mall, which is in Taguig, no? How much is the one-way ticket? Sa computation namin, 13,000 pesos. So maski na-ipeg nila yan sa 100 pesos, no? O 200 pesos na lang, no? Saan nila kukunin yung 12,800? Your students in their journalistic endeavors should ask this very crucial question. Kasi ang nangyayari, masyadong talamak sila, umutang, no? Na tinataya nila yung future ng ating generation of Filipinos who haven't been born yet, hindi pa pinapanganak, lubog na sa utang. O kaya, tanong din nila, kung ganon, saan manggagaling yung subsidiya? Hindi ba manggagaling yung subsidiya na yan sa mga taxpayers from Visayas, Mindanao, and other parts of Luzon? Hindi ba napaka-unfair naman nun? Kung gusto niyang ituloy yan, tuloy niya yan. Pero dapat yung subsidy manggagaling lang sa taxpayers ng mga Metro Manila. Ang tanong na masusunod, papayag ba yung Metro Manila sila lang magsasama? Wala na maubos na ang pera nila. Because meron ng Supreme Court decision, yung ERA allocation, the Internal Revenue Allotment Allocation, hindi na mapupunta sa National Treasury, kakalat na sa mga LGUs. Ngayon, ang tanong, pagka nangyari yan, this will be effective 2022. Where will PNR and the Metro Manila subway now get this subsidy? That's the question that I think your students should write. This is not just a presentation, and I'm so glad that you invited me, Professor, because these are crucial questions that will affect the future generations of Filipinos. Lubog na tayo sa utang sa vaccine. Hindi na tayo kailangan umutang dito kasi nandito yung road train. Gawa naman Pilipinas to. We can boost up industries in steel, metal, plastic, glass, mirror. Tuloy-tuloy na yan. We can spread out the manufacturing of this from as far as Apari to as far as Marawi. Pwede natin ikalat yung mga manufacturing nito. Okay, train yun. Okay, hindi nga gulong na bakal. Gulong na goma, pareho na maaabot yan. Di ba? So, Yun nga, ito nga binibiro. Meron kang inutos, pabili ka ng siling labuyo sa Bicol. No? In-expect mo yung tao inutusan mo dadating na bukas. Kasi matagal yung biyahe, umabot 15 hours. Dumating mas maaga. Sasabihin sa'yo, bossing, sasabihin mo, ba't ang aga mo? Bossing, nag-train po ako. Tatanong pa ba, ano yan? Train na gulong na goma o gulong na bakal? Doesn't matter. Pareho train yan. Pareho may gulong yan. Di ba? So, what I'm saying is, let's use our common sense. Di ba? Marami nga nagtatanong, sir, are you a civil engineer? No. Are you a mechanical engineer? No. Are you an electronics engineer? No. What are you then? I'm just a common sense engineer. Common sense engineering lang naman yun eh. That space of the PNR is what you call, it's a valuable piece of real estate. Eh. Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon, ang DOTR, humingi ng 54 billion in order to resettle 25,000 ilang informal sectors lang. Ang sinasabi ko, kasi yung pera na yun gagamitin na for land acquisition. Hindi na kailangan yun. We can use that same money to build decent houses as I showed you. Dito na sila. Tapos, yung mga cell sites natin na sinusunog ng mga nice people natin, hindi na kailangan sunugin because sila magbabantay nito, rebel returnees eh. Guardiano ng mga cell sites natin. Ngayon, pagka dumami yung mga cell towers natin, ang internet natin, ang bilis at saka maliwanag na yung no? So, basically, yan ang pinapakita natin sa inyo sa awa nga ng Diyos and sa meron na tayong funding ready, no? For Panay, for Calamba to Batangas, no? For La Union to Dagupan. La Union to Clark. Pwede na natin buuin yun because I'm an investment banker. Kabisado ko yung mga goals ng mga investors. Eh. Dito, ang payback period dito, mga 7 to 8 years lang. Bawi na yung pera nila. Na hindi ka aasa sa mga subsidy ng mga taxpayers na wala namang kamalay-malay, sila pala nagsasubsidy yan. Napaka-unfair nun. No? So, here, we're saying, hey, here we are. We're already in the age of the information technology, digital technology. Ba't pinipilit niyo yung rail train na yun? Lahat lugi. No? We will be the first in the world to convert decommissioned railways. No? Panay and Calamba to Batangas into what we call a digital trackway. Gawa ng mga Pilipino. Sa galing ng mga Pilipino. Okay? So, ang maganda rito, we can replicate and export this in other countries. Yun ang nakikita ng mga Singaporean at saka South Korean investors namin. So, basically, yun lang po. No, if kung sana, if your students can be influenced to ask these questions especially to General. His name is June Magno. He's the general manager of the PNR. Pinagmamalaki niya yung imported railways niya na from Indonesia at saka Japan. Bakit kayo kailangan mag-import? Kaya na naman gawa ng mga engineers saka scientists natin yung mga kahit rail train, kaya nga pumasay na. Yung rail train ng DOST, tumatakbo yan araw-araw from Muntinlupa to Calamba. Pero yung road train natin, we will be the first in the world na co-convert nga to. So, yun. So, I'll be happy to entertain any questions, Professor Eugene. No, but sana nga I've been able to inspire your students to ask these critical questions. Utang kayo ng utang. Magkano ba ticket yan? Sino ba magbabayad yan? Di ba? Ang lakas ng loob nila mangutang. Wala kasing accountability. Tayo sa private sector, di ba? Meron tayong capital budgeting, cost benefit analysis, di ba? Pagka bibili ka ng gamit, you have to justify. Kundi malulubog yung kumpanya mo. Lahat ng pinautang namin pinautang namin when I was in piso, no? All export oriented, all dollar earning, publicly listed. Walang natira. Lahat baksak. Why? Kalaban mo dollars eh. Ang kita mo pesos eh. Kalaban mo yen eh. Ang kita mo pesos eh. Di ba? So, this is a form of neo-colonialism. Inuuto tayo, ginigisa tayo sa sariling muntika. Of course, understandably, pupush nila yung produkto nila. Kanila yun eh. Di ba? Eh bakit tayo pumapayag? Pumapayag kasi may mga ahente at kaalyado sila. Yung mga hindi nag-iisip. You know? So it's important for your students, hopefully, come out with one common position paper. Bato nyo sa PNR. Bakit? Utang tayo na utang. Ang laki ng utang nyo. O kaya sa Metro Manila Subway, sa DOT. Ang laki ng utang. Paano natin babayaran yan? Meron ba silang cost-benefit analysis? Meron ba silang computation, magkano ticket? Or aasa na lang sila sa mga taxpayers natin galing from Mindanao, Visayas, and other parts of us, which is so unfair. So hopefully, with my presentation, your students would come out with one common position paper. You know, that the World Cup hopefully can back up. Because while nandito na kami sa Calamba to Batangas, pagdating mo sa Calamba, mapipilitan tuloy yung mga pasahero namin at saka yung mga lilipat pa eh. 'Di ba? Lilipat pa to the rail train of PNR. Bakit pa lilipatin mo pa? Samantala yung Republic Act 4156 allows them to operate also road trains. Dapat tuloy-tuloy na, no? Kung nandiyan na rin kami, dapat tuloy-tuloy na. Kung gusto nga natin i-decongest yung Port of Manila, andito yung Port of Batangas, dapat tuloy-tuloy na. Hindi na kailangan lilipat pa. Di ba? Kasi nasa batas yun, saka nasa constitution natin. We have a state policy promoting self-reliance. Eh bakit tayo utang ng utang na wala naman justification? Meron na tayong road train. So, you know, I hope with this presentation, Professor Eugene, Professor Ana, you know, magising natin yung mga minds of our youth, especially the journalistic students. Tanong nila, ang lakas nyo mang utang. Ang lakas nyo mang utang. Hindi ba parang ikaw, you're a good father. Eh, gusto ko Ferrari eh. Di ba? Andiyan naman yung kahit yung jeep tumatakbo eh. Eh, gusto ko Ferrari. Paano bababayan? Wala po, may mga kamag-anak po ako sa Visayas at saka sila magbabayad. Hindi nila alam sila magbabayad. No? At saka may mga apo kayo eh. Ang mga apo nyo magbabayad, mga apo ko mayaman na dahil may mga commission po ako eh. Di ba? Ganun ang nangyayari. It's the arrogance of their thinking. It's the arrogance of, not being non-patriotic. Di ba? Arrogante mag-isip yung mga yan eh. Sorry to say. So, magalit na sila kung magalit. Eh, totoo naman yung mga sinasabi ko. So, with this, Professor, World Cup people, marami pong salamat. I'll be happy to entertain any kind of questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Francis. Ang question ko lang has something to do with, let's say,
Thank you.
Padaktaan muna natin, very informative. Actually, ang dami nating nahit doon, hindi lang sa area ng technology, sa sinabi ni Francis.
Okay.
Kami din pati pagiging nakakakiliti sa pagiging nationalistic natin, sa pagiging Pilipino, yung mga sinabi niya. And actually, napakasimple ng pagka-explain niya. It really is. Ang question ko nga, sir, hindi siguro sa ang finance kasi pwede nating sulatin din yan sa finance angle yung istorya na yan. And I heard, nakita ko sa post nyo, you were able to at least secure 300 million ba?
350 as a minimum. That's, meron na rin kaming commitment, although it's not yet in writing. Yung 200 of that 350, that's already signed.
$100 million.
Dollars. So, I was just in a Zoom conference the other day with a philanthropic group based in the States na naman, sa Panay. They will finance Panay. Help us finance Panay.
So ito sir, Batangas to Calamba, mayroon na rin commitment.
Yeah, meron na. Kasi ang mangyayari diyan, dapat sana part of this would go to EDSA. No? Yung sa EDSA, gagawin ko na lang, we will just offer our technology para i-manage natin yung sistema nila makapaggulo. Di ba? Wala silang, they're parang operating without a command center. Hindi pwede yun. Parang kanya-kanya na lang, kaya nagkaka-aksidente. So, gagamitin natin itong perang to for Calamba to Batangas.
Alright. So yung command center nyo, sir, dun sa angulo ng technology, may definite na oras ito. Yung travel na nitong mga tren na to, running on pneumatic tires, running on rubber tires.
Wait lang. Ano
May
kayo?
particular na oras para sa ibang bansa.
We have two Prof, no? One local, one express. Yung express namin, yun, wala. Thank you. Yung express, hindi huminto yun per station. Diretso lang po yun from Calamba to Batangas. Traveling at 80 kilometers per hour. No?
Okay.
58 kilometers lang yun. So less than 1 hour nandun na po yun. No?
Without traffic, syempre.
Of course, that's your trackway. That's why you call it a trackway. Di ba?
So walang tawag dito, non-stop siya.
Non-stop. Yung express yun. Yung local stops at selected station. Not necessarily on each station. Parang rail train. May apps yan eh. Mapipredict mo yung ETA mo at saka TTD. That's why I'm saying at Prof, the road trains do not stop between the stations. They only stop on the stations. It's the shuttle buses now that will bring you to wherever you live or you work between the stations. You know, electric bus po yan, gawa sa Pilipinas po yan. Pati yung battery niyan, kapartner natin dito sa Filipino of Lebanese origin, si Yusef Ahmad. He used to be the chief engineer of BYD, which is the largest manufacturer of electric cars in China. He's married to a Filipina.
So basically, sir, ito, na-figure out nyo na lahat kung kumbaga integrated talaga yung...
yes, integrated lahat talaga. Yung sa EDSA nga, kung saan na natuloy, we're dealing with co-ops, cooperatives, no? Pati yung pagpunta ng mga, let's say, farmers, they live far away, no? Co-op na magdadala sila going to the trackway. Yung trackway, meron tayong mga stasyon doon for loading and unloading farmers' produce at saka fisherman's catch. Refrigerated, non-refrigerated yan, Prof. No? So, yung tinatawag nilang road to market, ito na po yun eh. Nandiyan po yun eh. Ito nga, tinisandabi ko. Gagastos tayo ng 396 billion for a Metro Manila subway. What is a subway? A subway is nothing more but a deep, dark, very expensive, very complicated right-of-way. O, nawala. Ang right-of-way natin, nandyan eh. PNR is there eh. Nakatumangwang. Excuse me.
So, sa mga listeners natin, I think this is getting very interesting talaga. Baka if you wish to ask questions, kayo naman on the technology itself na available na pala ngayon.
Nawala.
So we can hear you, sir. We can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
I'm asking.
Sige. So, you can hear me. You can hear me. Sige, thank you.
Okay, I will be reading their questions, some of their questions po, no?
Sure.
Is there a target? Start po tayo kay, sige, yung pinaka-nauna, si Eri Kondo. Do we have capability in terms of manpower to successfully implement this project to accommodate all informal settlers and bring all benefits po? I think it was mentioned, Sir Francis mentioned earlier, no, that we can hire them, yung mga ISF po natin mismo. Is that correct po?
Yeah,
Will you elaborate on it?
from Calamba to Batangas, we have about 25,000 informal settlers. Ready po kami ron. Umpisa namin, magtatayo kami ng mga model houses para makita nila, naku, ang ganda pala ng lilipatan namin. Tapos may tubig, may kuryente, may wifi, no? Kompleto. Kasi ang nangyayari ngayon, meron tayong masamang ugali. Pagka yung informal settlers, parang we treat them parang hindi natin kasama eh. No? Babato natin sila kung saan-saan. Walang tubig, walang kuryente, walang hanapbuhay, walang pamasahe. Eh siyempre magbabalikan yan. We treat them parang hindi kasama sa atin. We don't want that. Dito, unat sapul pa lang, kasama na sila eh. No? Tuturo, maski na yung mga putol-putol lang, damo-damo, piko-piko, pala-pala, we pay them. They're part of the great and challenging task of nation building. Kasama po sila. Okay. Dito, yan sa gitnang yan nakikita nyo. No? Lalagyan natin ng mga taniman niya, mga fruit-bearing trees, mga flowers, mga gardens. Papakita natin ang galing ng Pilipino mag-isip na yung wasting, compromise, right of way ng railway. Hindi lang naman sa Pilipinas, sa buong mundo, as I showed you, no? Napapakinabangan because ang Pilipino gumagamit ng kokote niya, common sense niya, at saka yung take advantage of the digital technology. We're in the digital age. Ba't pipilit natin yung catenary system na yan para magkaroon ng signaling system? Hindi na usok po yan yung copper. Fiber optics na po tayo ngayon eh. Di ba? Okay, so what's the next question, please?
So siguro to add to that, I think hindi natin kailangang problemahin yung manpower. We have more than enough manpower. Ang dami yung unemployed ngayon eh, na pwede nating itap, di ba?
Hindi. Gusto pa nga namin, eventually, we will start the process of reverse migration. Pati yung mga OFW natin, pag nakikita lang maganda na sa Pilipinas, baka mag-uwi mga yan. Di ba? Madami tayong unemployed ngayon.
Ito sir, is there a target date for the implementation?
Well, ganito, no? Yung project feasibility kasi ng Calamba to Batangas, tapos ko na yung I'm halfway. All right? Ngayon, nakikiusap ako sa NEDA, no? At saka sa NEDA, wag na sila masyadong mabusisi sa forma, sa mga environmental impact, mga ganun-ganun. Kung ano-ano pa na hindi naman kailangan. Pera namin to eh. Risk namin to eh. Ba't pinapakialaman nyo? Pakialaman nyo lang pag kami nanggugulo. No? Pagka we're implementing a plan which is against public law, public policy, and public morals. Pero pagka ganyan, pumasok kayo pagka we're violating. Pero pagka wag nyo na kami pahirapan. Our economy is in a free fall. Di ba? Ang dami natin walang trabaho, ang dami nagsasara. Tapos, eto kayo, gusto nyo, nandiyan lang kayo sa air condition room, hindi nyo nakikita, yung mga jeepney drivers natin, mga natin, halos namamalimos na. No? Ang mahal-mahal na mga bilihin ngayon. Huwag na kayo masyadong bookish. Kasi yung books na yan, ang nag-design yan, yung mga IMF, mga JICA na yan eh. Pinapahirapan tayo. JICA sinasabi, kailangan daw yung train nila. Naku, ang laking kalokohan yan. No. Yung train nyo, gusto nyo, lubog kami sa utang. Hindi naman namin kailangan yung train nyo. Meron na kami sariling train. Gulong na gawang mga alam. Okay? Ano pa po?
Ayan. Ano daw pong materials ang kailangan sa trackway natin? What will it constitute mainly daw?
Well, asfalto lang. Pero meron kami asphalt na gagamitin na yung mismong soil, meron kaming binder. Ito nga lang, it's a Canadian technology, pero ginagamit na sa Cambodia, Indonesia, Vietnam. So we can complete up to mga 3 to 5 kilometers per day. So within 1 year, we can make this operational. Huwag lang kaming dikdikin masyado na itong NEDA na to. Ang tawag ko nga sa NEDA is not the National Economic Development Authority. It's the National, ang tawag dito, parang Delatory Authority. Masyado na dinidelay yung mga unsolicited proposal na private sector na hindi naman humihingi ng sovereign guarantee, taxpayer subsidy. Hindi naman kami humihingi ng taxpayer subsidy. Bakit pinapahirapan nyo? Ganon. So within 1 year. Within 1 year.
Within 1 year. Sir, ito po susunod-sunodin ko, sir. Libre daw po ba yung housing for informal settlers or para bang rent to pay or tax? Tapos, is the trackway powered by fuel or electric? And paano daw siya naging digital trackway?
Okay. Magandang mga katanungan. Number 1, hindi naman libre yan. Pero ibig sabihin, because magkakaroon ng livelihood yan, makakapagtayo tayo ng bahay sa mga kanila. Less than, kasi ang per square meter ng mga low-cost housing yan, 15,000 No? We can construct this for them, mga 10 to 15% lower, 1,200. Pero meron kang 80 square meter o 100 square meter na property. No? Makakapagtanim ka. Okay, number 1. Number 2, ang Pag-ibig ngayon nagpapautang na up to 6 million. Ito naman mga 1.5 million lang to. Depende sa iyo kung gaano kalaki gusto mo, no? Yung mga socialized housing ngayon, kung minsan napakaliit naman, sobra, 30 square meter na. Gusto naman namin maganda-ganda, malaki-laki. At least 50 to 80 square meter. No? But it depends on you. Ang Pag-ibig ngayon sa NHA, nagpapatuutang sila, tinatawag nila use of rock. Hindi kailangan titulado. Basta, tutulungan kanila, it's under the Human Settlements program, no? Number 1. Number 2, we will be using initially Euro 4 compliant, which is clean air compliant, no? Pero yung mga shuttle buses natin between the stations, these are all electric buses made in the Philippines. I-google niyo po si Legider. Gawa ho ng Pilipinas yan. Legider. Okay? Tapos bakit digital? Because we have a command center, satellite-based po yan. We can detect the distances between each road train, yung ticketing, it's all cashless, no? Cashless na po yan, no? Lahat po yan is digital. Parang bang Waze, no? Pero yung Waze na yan is global eh. Itong digital trackway is just for the trackway itself. Basically, that's why we call it digital. Yeah.
Another question, sir.
Sure.
Paano daw po yung magiging impact nito sa mga taxi drivers o kaya jeepney drivers natin?
Hindi. Yung jeepney driver, ang mangyayari nga dyan, kasi dito sa atin, sa totoo lang, napipilitin sila mag-kick-in jeepney drivers. Kasi walang pinagkikitaan sa probinsya eh. Di ba? Ito, tingin namin, magkakaroon ng process of reverse migration. Bakit ka makikipagsapalaran sa mga madidilim, masisikip, madudumi, at saka minsan mapanganib na informal colonies? No? Kasi wala kang hanap buhay sa probinsya eh. Pero pagka binigyan ka namin ng magandang hanapbuhay, 5 piso mo per kilo, kumikita na ng 20 pesos. Sasabihin na ngayon, si Kawaning, kita niya 20 pesos na. Bakit pa ako makikipagsapalaran dito? Uwi na ako. Ganun po mangyayari niyan. Hindi kaagad. But they will realize themselves, there is no need to stay in this very, very, dangerous informal colonies. Bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng drug problem? Because walang pinagkikitaan yung mga yan. So naglalako sila ng mga drugs, droga, no? Pero pagka nakita natin na yung mga magsasaka natin, inaalagaan natin, 300% na increase ng income. Tapos yung presyo ng lupa ng mga bilihin natin will go down 30 to 40 pesos per kilo. The exponential GDP growth of the Philippines will shoot through the sky. I'm not kidding. It can happen. It can happen within the next 3 to 5 years. Gawin lang po natin to. Huwag na natin pilitin yung rail train nyo. Huwag na natin pilitin po yun.
And sir, thank you po. Another question.
Sure.
What can you say about federalism being promoted by Corrector Philippines?
Well,
Makaka-apekto po ba ito sa trackway project?
Hindi naman. In fact, kung one advantage, kung magiging federal state nga tayo, no? Ito, one advantage I see. Without saying that I'm for it one way. the federal state of, let's say, Mindanao, why will the citizens of the federal state of Mindanao agree to subsidize the needs of the federal state of Metro Manila? Hindi ba? Hindi kami papayag. Ba't kami papayag na yung pera na dapat mapunta lang sa amin for our development will go to you? Because gusto mo, naka-Ferrari ka. You know, that's one way of answering it.
Siguro kung naalala, yesterday sir kasi nag-usap din kami dyan about sa GDP ng Philippines, no, concentrated on
Metro
the
Manila.
top 3 natin, Metro Manila, NCR, Region 3, and Region 4A. So
Correct.
I think with this trackway, syempre, where there's transport, development follows. So
Yes.
if we're able to actually pursue this trackway sa mas
Yeah.
malalayo pang lugar, for sure madaming magde-develop doon, no?
Yes,
Posible talaga
definitely.
na magka-boom ng employment and other livelihood dun sa mga area where transport is seamless and possible. So,
Tingnan nyo, I'll give you one good example. Singapore, no? Okay. Yung Singapore MTR lost 155 million Singaporean dollars last year. And 81 million dollars, 81 Singaporean the other year. Wala pa yung COVID nun. Okay. Ang Singapore kasi, pareho na Hong Kong, wala silang choice except to go down for their mass transit and go up for their living, di ba? Nakakondo sila eh, no? Why? Because Singapore has only a land base of 760 square kilometers. Okay? Hong Kong has a land base of only 1,060 square kilometers. Kaya wala silang choice except to go up or go down for their mass transit and their... Pilipinas, we have 300,000 square kilometers. Eh. Bakit natin pipilit magsiksikan tayo sa mga Metro Manila or even other urban areas? Kalat natin. I-trailblaze natin economic opportunity. And this is the way to do it. Hindi na kailangan rail train. Road train, gawa ng Pilipinas. Pagka nandiyan ka na, nandiyan na eskwelahan mo, nandiyan na yung hospital mo, nandiyan na yung sports center mo, nandiyan na entertainment center mo. Ba't ka pa luluwas ng Maynila? Kalokohan, malaking kalokohan yun. Dito na lang ako. Maaliwalas pa hangin. Makakapagtanim-tanim pa ako kung ano-ano. Di ba po?
yes, I agree, sir. Next question, if ever the digital trackway exists today, and if applied during COVID-19 situation, would you think it would actually help in our daily lives?
Oh, definitely. Because yung design namin sa mga upuan, naka-separate cubicle ka, may wifi ka. Ganon. You know, that's the idea. Tapos, yun nga, tsaka sa mga, pwede ka yung mga restaurant dito sa labas pwede puro outdoor dining At saka what we want to promote here are regional cuisines. You know, as much as possible, ayaw namin mga fast food. Because we want also to promote regional cuisines. You know, kung sa Bicol ka, yun ang mga Megata, kung sa Pampanga ka, mga crispy, sisig, mga ganon. Yung mga ganon ba, regional cuisines. But of course, hindi mo ma-avoid yung mga Jollibee, yung mga ganyan. Magkakaroon din tayo niyan. Di ba? Tapos, mabubuhay po natin yung piyestang Pilipino. You know? Makikita mo, if you live during our time, may mga piyesta nawala na po yun. Di ba? So we can revive that. No? Can you imagine Tapos meron din tayong mga sleeper road trains no? Kung double deck gagamitin namin, yung sa taas, pwede kong matulog doon gagawa natin sleeper. Sa baba, nandun yung banyo, may restaurant, nandun yung bar. So, magbabiyahe ka mula Apari hanggang Mindanao, pwede ka matulog. Tapos may mga stewardess. Ganon ang mangyayari po dyan. No? Kayang-kaya po ng Pilipino yan. Ang gagaling ng Pilipino, hindi lang nagkakaroon ng pagkakataon kasi maraming mga siraulong nasa gobyerno. Hindi naman lahat kasi marami na tumutulong sa amin. Isang tumutulong sa amin, mabanggit ko siya. Si Secretary William Dar. Of course, si Secretary de la Peña, nadyan, meron kami kapirmahan. Si Secretary Dominguez, I think slowly nakikita niya na to. No? Tapos, si Secretary Tugadi, in fairness to the guy, hindi naman niya sinasabing ayaw ko yan, period. No? Kaya lang, nasasapawan po siya ng mga vested interest na gusto mag-import tayo ng train. Yun. Okay, any other question?
Finally, sir, just to summarize, meron na kayong Calamba, Batangas. So,
Meron na po yun. Meron na po ang funding doon. Meron na po.
Panay. And
Meron
then,
na din. Meron na rin po.
up north, ano po?
Meron na rin po. Meron na rin po. Meron na kami commitment. Hindi pa in writing yung sa Panay. The one of Calamba to Batangas, it's already in black and white. Pero yung sa Panay po, hindi ko naman bibigyan ng masamang objective. Bakit nag-commit na po sa amin yung this American funding group? It's an American funding group.
What question ata na miss out kanina?
Actually, may hindi ako nasagot kanina. Thank you for posting it again, RG. Good day po, sir. What can you say po sa implementation of hybrid electric trains sa PNR made by DOST?
Yun nga. Tumatakbo na po yung rail. That's the rail train eh. Di ba? Ibig sabihin, kung gusto na lang di-release, gamitin na natin yung gawa Pilipino. Di ba? Kasi ang philosophy namin, where the rails are still there, let's use DOST, local-made rail train. Pumasa na sila sa international standard eh. Where the rails are no longer existing, road trains. We have more digital software eh. You know, we're able to monitor their speed, their distances, with each other. At saka, nakikita na po namin yan in our video wall eh. May video wall po kami ilalagay. Parang NASA po yan. Parang NASA. Okay? It's, in other words, what we're using is just a kukoting Pilipino. Common sense lang po yun. Mula Bicol hanggang Manila, aabot po eh. Hindi nga lang nakagulong na bakal, gulong na goma eh. Pareho naman may gulong yan. Ba't pipilitin mo kailangan sa'yo nakagulong na bakal?
So in terms of costing, may nagtanong kasi dito. So how much sa tingin nyo? Kasi di ba, criticism natin sa mga subway na pakamahal, 13,000 pesos. Pero even if they try to lower
ito. LTF, we will use LTF RB rate.
Okay. So paano nag-commute ng ng walang traffic?
Walang traffic. At saka yung gagamitin namin hindi pang deluxe sa aircon. Gagamitin namin rate for ordinary aircon. Pero naka-deluxe ka. So in other words, discounted.
So basically, sir, you're saying is if I travel by bus right now from Batangas to Calamba using, let's say,
LTFRB.
LTFRB rate, halimbawa, naka-aircon ako. Diyan sa trackway project nyo, same amount lang din. Pero
sa LTFRB rate, ang approved po nila pagka deluxe, sabi super deluxe maganda, 13 pesos for first 5 kilometers. And then to 30 for the succeeding kilometer after the first 5 kilometers. Kami, we'll start lang sa 12 pesos, hindi 13. May discount ka ng piso. Tapos, hindi 230 or 220 for the next segment. 2 pesos lang po ang dadagdag namin. So may discount na rin 10%. Built-in na po yun. At saka hindi kami hingi ng subsidy sa taxpayers.
So it's really cheaper. It's cheaper to the existing ones that we have right now.
Yes. At saka ETD at saka ETD mga prop mako-compute mo dahil hindi nga tumihinto tong road train sa mga in between the stations eh. Sa stasyon lang sila. So, parang train, it's just like operating a rail train with precise ETD, precise ETA.
Okay, hindi lang relays, pero i-convert nyo yung relays, yung portion ng relays na yun, yung kung saan yung dedicated na relays, di ba? I-convert nyo yun, i-pave nyo, babakudan and everything para exclusive doon mag-flow.
Yes.
For those na hindi na ginagamit na mga trackway. At yung mga informal settlers sa gilid, they no longer need to be relocated sa far away places kasi doon mismo tatayuan ng maayos.
Yes, in a nice, very aesthetically pleasing homes. Makakapagtanim sila. At saka, hanap kami ng paraan. Meron na kami mga nakalaalaan sa pipeline namin. Mga different livelihood programs sila. No, lahat pasasayahin natin.
Comprehensive talaga. Okay. Comprehensive community
Yes.
project, community building project.
Pati Yeah, pati rebel returnees, sasama na natin dito. Ba't kayo magre-rebel? Meron kayo hanap buhay dito. Sarap ng buhay nyo rito.
So, sir, medyo nakaka-intrigue ang tanong. So, sir, honestly, ano lang ba talaga ang ano? Kasi narinig ko, mukhang kahit anong tanong sa inyo, may sagot eh. Mula sa science and technology age hanggang sa practical, ano?
Correct.
Hanggang sa mga tao, ano? Kahit yung migration na-address.
Right.
What is really the problem? Bakit nagtatagal?
What's the problem? That's why. That's why ano nga namin, we will just go regional. Kasi ito si June Magno, matigas ang ulo eh. You know, gusto niya rail train na imported to eh. You know? So we'll just go regional. You know, we'll just do this per region. And then tingin namin magkakaduktong-duktungan po eh. Kasi yung mga taga region 5, region sasabihin na, bakit dyan lang? So, ba't din nyo kami sama dyan? Ganun ang ginawa namin strategy. Instead going straight national, no, we'll just do regional. Which I believe is the right approach. Kasi pag makita ng tao, oy, ang ganda na ito. Yung mga informal settlers natin, ang ganda na buhay, hindi na binaba. Kasi nangyayari, binabato nila yung Kasi ang feeling nila, hindi sila kasama eh. You know, dito, ang namin, sa unat sapul pa lang, kasama kayo, kaalyado kayo namin. That's the idea.
Sir, meron pa dito, pagdating daw sa security features, di ba monitored nyo naman, kaya nga digital, monitored nyo yung ETA, correct, yung estimated time of arrival, ang ibig sabihin, sir, di ba? Estimated time of departure.
Right.
Diba? So, may ano yung built-in security nyo, since nakabakod yun, sir?
Hindi. Meron kami mga gates. Meron kami mga gates sa mga bawat barangay. Pero yung gate na yan, nabubuksan namin from the command center. No? Okay. Automatic po yan.
Nakamonitor.
Pero meron kami mga periods na pwede kang bubuksan namin yung mga gates na yan. Pero palagi nakasara yan.
Okay, so may security. So in case of, let's say, hypothetical, may nagtanong na isa, may nag-hijack, may nakapasok sa loob, are there enough safeguards?
Yes. You know, we will have very sophisticated security capabilities. No? In fact, iniisip nga namin kung kailangan maglalagay kami ng facial recognition baka, pero hindi na muna. No? Ibig sabihin, kung dito ka nakatira, parang ang gated community, pero gated community din mga informal settlers. Di ba? Pwede na sila mag-snap dyan kung gusto nila eh. Di ba? It's a gated community for the informal settlers, if you want to call it that way. But we're gonna make it beautiful, you know?
Are you subscribing po do sa, let's say, halimbawa, may mga security measures, may mga digital facilities kayo. Are we subscribing na kailangan magbayad kayo, pampataas ng presyo pa yun? Or yung ba ay mga programs pa niya locally made?
Lahat locally made po.
Lahat programmers nyo, pati programmers sa Filipino.
Yes, lahat Filipino. You know, Micrologics, headed by my good friend Larry De Leon. This guy used to teach in UP. He used to head MyTech of Ayala. Now he put up his own Micrologic systems. They were the pioneers sa mga cashless smart collection system. Dito sa mga malls ng Ayala, Glorieta, Greenbelt, sila nag-umpisa niya. In fact, they were the ones to export first yung toll collection system sa China. Ang galing ng Pilipino, hindi lang napapansin. They're with us. So Micrologics po yan. Yung solar po natin, nandiyan naman si Engineer Willie Juan. Unfortunately, nasa hospital siya ngayon, medyo inatake. Pero solar din po yung mga natin, yung mga bubungan ng mga hindi po train, hindi muna. Yung mga stations, at saka yung mga agro-industrial, mga warehouses natin, puro po naka-solar po yan. Sa Batangas, nandiyan naman yung anak ni Senator Lauren Legarda. Como Batangas po yan. Gagamitin na namin yung solar technology ni Leon. His name is Leon Legarda Libiste. Yeah.
Okay, technology plus social goods, pinag-combine in the trackway consortium.
Oh,
right. Are there any other questions?
Sige, let's entertain last question. No? Paano daw i-connect ang digital trackway sa islands? I think Sir mentioned earlier about Katiklan na mako-connect siya sa Panay. Tama?
No, not only. Doon sa sinasabi kong ginagastos natin for Metro Manila and the PNR, no? Kaya na po natin i-connect hindi lang Katiklan, buong Pilipinas with physical bridges. No? Kaya na po natin yan within the next 5 years. Kaya na po natin yan. The idea is to connect the entire Philippines, hindi na kailangan mag-RORO. RORO will be an interim solution.
So na-mention kanina, in a matter of a year, we can see a trackway rolling on paved trackway roads. May ganun ba?
Hindi. Merong similar, sinasabi nga. It's similar, the concept is similar, but limited yung tinatawag na BRT in other countries. Pero yung BRT is only within city limits and only for passengers. Yung trackway natin is specially designed for cargos, especially for agri and fishery product in refrigerated and unrefrigerated. Meron din tayong mga storage post-harvest facilities along the trackway, Prof. No? Kompleto po yan. That's the idea.
Okay, thank you, sir. Can we have your closing message or parting message to the young generation who have the same goal for advancement of the country?
Okay. Unang-una, I want to thank you again, Prof. Eugene, Prof. Ana, yung mga anak nila, katulad mo, saka yung World Cup mismo. This kind of thing will give us an opportunity to enlighten our youth, no? Na hindi tayo kailangang magsiksikan sa mga syudad. Kaya natin ipaunlad rin ang Pilipinas. But, as I said, you also have to do your part. Come out with a good position paper if you may, if you can, if I may suggest, no? Tanong nyo lang sa kay General Manager Jun Magno. Saan nyo po kukunin ng pambayad ng utang na yan? Kukunin nyo ba yan sa subsidy from taxpayers galing sa Mindanao and Visayas and other parts of Luzon at saka future generations of Filipinos hindi pa pinapanganak? Dapat sagutin niya yan. Dapat yan standalone basis. Dapat mabayaran niya on its own because ang rail train is only a serviceable life of 15 years. Nagde-depreciate po yan. Pagka after 15 years, basura na po yan. Tapos ang mangyayari ngayon, mapipilitan na lang, bibili tayo. Yung MRT nga, hirap na hirap tayo. Ito pang subway at saka PNR. Bakit natin pinapahirapan sarili natin? Di ba? Gagawa ka lang na, magbabiyahe ka lang from point A to point B. Ba't kailangan pa umutang sa labas? Ba't kailangan pa maglatag ng mga riles? Gulong na goma na lang. Pareho po nga abot yan. Yun lang po masasabi ko. Come out, if I may suggest, come out with a common position paper. Why are we insisting on importing? And you don't even have, you haven't even come out with a cost-benefit analysis. With ano bang magiging ano? If I can just suggest, yun lang po, yun ang mako-contribute ng mga bata natin malalaki. No? Have a curious mind. Don't just accept. And confront them with these hard questions. If you can do that, this day would be very, very meaningful. Yun.
Thank you so much, Sir Francis. Let's give him a round of applause. Ayan. Yan, pwede tayong mag-react, palakpak. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
sir. Okay, now I have question, para sa ating mga participants. I will be launching a poll and pakisagot na lang. So, there you go. Ayan yung poll natin. Yan, madami tayong nakikitang sumagot. Bago din mawala si Sir Yuseco, let's give him at least recognition para sa nagawa niya sa atin today. Nagawa niya para sa atin today. Okay.
Sige. Thank you.
Okay,
salamat.
Flash ko lang po. Habang nagsasagot pa sila.
Please read the citation.
Okay, I will read the citation. This World Cup Associated Editors Co. and the Ed Caliber International Co. awards this certificate of recognition to Francis Del Rosario Yuseco for his invaluable contribution as guest speaker during the 17th World Cup Philippines National Virtual Press Coverage and Online Campus Journalism Contest, held on February 27 to 28, 2021 via VPC, signed by Director Eugenio Sonny O. Calapi.
Thank you.
So again, thank you so much, Sir Francis.
Salamat. Thank you. Okay, bye.
So, Bye, sir.
Bye.
So, ayan, lumabas dito sa poll natin